Have you ever had a moment where you just knew something wasn't right, even if you couldn't quite put your finger on why? Maybe you were about to take a job or start a new relationship, and something inside you was screaming, "Wait, be careful." That's your intuition at work. It's that subtle, often overlooked voice inside you that knows more than you're consciously aware of. For me, it was a gut feeling that saved me from a potentially disastrous decision. I was about to invest in a business venture that seemed perfect on paper, but every time I thought about moving forward, I got a knot in my stomach. I ignored it at first, thinking I was just being cautious, but the feeling persisted. I decided to trust it, and it turned out the business ended up being a huge flop. If I had pushed through and invested, I would have lost a lot of money and time. What if our bodies are trying to tell us something? What if we could learn to listen to that inner voice, to trust the subtle signals our bodies are sending us? Intuition is a vital part of the human experience, yet it's often dismissed as woo-woo or ignored altogether. But what if I told you that there's science behind intuition? That it's not just some mystical sixth sense, but a complex process involving multiple senses and systems. Over the next few minutes, we're going to explore the fascinating world of intuition. You'll gain insights into the science behind it, practical tools to tap into and trust your intuition, and a new perspective on the role of intuition in decision-making. By the end of this video, I hope you'll be as excited as I am about the power of intuition, and that you'll start to cultivate a deeper trust in your own inner guidance. So let's dive in and discover the power of intuition together. Have you ever had a feeling that just wouldn't go away, a nagging sense that something was off or that you were on the right path? That's your intuition at work. But what exactly is intuition and how does it work? Let's dive into the fascinating science behind it. Intuition and instinct are often used interchangeably, but they're not exactly the same thing. Instinct is a primal, automatic response to a stimulus, like a reflex. It's a hardwired response that doesn't require much thinking. Intuition, on the other hand, is a more subtle, often unconscious process that involves pattern recognition, emotional cues, and experience. Think of intuition as a gentle whisper, while instinct is a loud shout. So, what's happening in our brains when we experience intuition? Research suggests that intuition is closely linked to the brain's default mode network, DMN. The DMN is a network of brain regions that are active when we're not focused on the outside world, like when we're daydreaming or meditating. The DMN helps us make connections between seemingly unrelated ideas and experiences, and it's thought to play a key role in creative problem-solving and intuition. But that's not all. Our gut also plays a staring role in intuition. The gut-brain axis is a bidirectional communication network between the gut and the brain. The gut produces neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which influence our mood, emotions, and decision-making. Have you ever had a gut feeling that something wasn't right? That's your gut talking to your brain, sending signals that can inform your intuition. Emotions are also a critical component of intuition. When we experience strong emotions, our brain processes them rapidly, often outside of our conscious awareness. This can lead to gut feelings or hunches that aren't necessarily based on rational analysis. In fact, research has shown that emotions can be a powerful guide in decision-making, helping us navigate complex situations and make choices that align with our values. The concept of gut feelings is more than just a metaphor. Our gut is often referred to as the second brain, and for good reason. The gut and brain are connected through the vagus nerve, which allows them to communicate and influence each other. This gut-brain connection can give us subtle cues about our surroundings, the people we're with, and the decisions we need to make. Intuition is often referred to as a sixth sense, but it's not just one sense, it's a complex interplay of multiple senses and systems. It's a synthesis of our experiences, emotions, and bodily sensations that helps us navigate the world. By tuning into our intuition, we can tap into this inner wisdom and make more informed decisions. So, what can we take away from this? Intuition is not just some mystical, woo-woo concept. It's a real, scientifically backed process that can help us live more authentic, empowered lives. By understanding the neural mechanisms behind intuition, we can begin to trust our inner guidance and make more informed decisions. And that's a pretty exciting prospect. Have you ever felt a knot in your stomach when something didn't feel right, or a sense of calm wash over you when you knew you were on the right path? These physical sensations are more than just random bodily responses. They're often your intuition's way of communicating with you. Our bodies are constantly sending us signals, but we often overlook them in the hustle and bustle of daily life. Tension, relaxation, or relaxation responses can be subtle signs that our intuition is trying to tell us something. For instance, have you ever felt a sudden sense of tension in your shoulders or jaw when you're about to make a decision? This physical response can be a sign that your intuition is warning you to slow down or consider alternative options. Changes in heart rate variability, or blood pressure can also be indicators of intuition at work. Research has shown that our heart rate and blood pressure can drop when we're in a state of relaxation and increased intuition. On the other hand, a racing heart or rapid breathing can be a sign that our intuition is alerting us to potential danger or uncertainty. The gut is another area where intuition often manifests physically. Have you ever experienced butterflies in your stomach when you're about to take a risk or make a big decision? Or perhaps you felt a knot in your stomach when something didn't feel right. These sensations are often referred to as gut feelings, and they're a key part of our intuition. The problem is, these signals can be easy to overlook or dismiss. We might write them off as stress or anxiety, or simply get used to ignoring them. But by tuning into these physical sensations, we can develop a deeper understanding of our intuition and learn to trust it more. This is where the concept of body listening comes in. Body listening is the practice of paying attention to our physical sensations and using them as a guide for navigating life. By tuning into our bodies, we can develop a greater sense of self-awareness and intuition. It's not about overanalyzing every little sensation, but rather about cultivating a sense of curiosity and openness to our bodily experiences. For example, imagine you're considering a new job offer. As you think about accepting the job, you notice a sense of tension in your chest and a slight knot in your stomach. This could be your intuition warning you to slow down or consider alternative options. By paying attention to these physical sensations, you can make a more informed decision that aligns with your values and goals. By practicing body listening, you can develop a more nuanced understanding of your intuition and learn to trust it more. So, how can you start tuning into your body's subtle signals? Start by taking a few deep breaths and noticing how your body feels in this moment. Are you tense or relaxed? Do you feel a sense of excitement or trepidation? By paying attention to these physical sensations, you can begin to develop a greater sense of intuition and trust your inner guidance. As you go about your day, take a moment to check in with your body. Notice the sensations in your feet on the ground, the sensation of the air on your skin, or the rhythm of your breath. By cultivating this awareness, you can develop a deeper connection to your intuition and make more informed decisions that align with your values and goals. In the next section, we'll explore common obstacles to trusting intuition and how to overcome them. But for now, take a moment to tune into your body and see what it's trying to tell you. Have you ever felt like you're second-guessing yourself at every turn, unable to trust your gut feeling no matter how hard you try? You're not alone. We all face obstacles on our journey to trusting our intuition, but the good news is that these hurdles can be overcome. Let's talk about 3 common obstacles that might be standing in your way. First, there's the fear of uncertainty or making mistakes. It's natural to worry about what might happen if we follow our intuition, and it doesn't lead us down the right path. But here's the thing: uncertainty is a natural part of life, and it's impossible to eliminate risk entirely. Then there's overthinking or analysis paralysis. We might get caught up in trying to rationalize every little thing, overanalyzing every detail until we're stuck in a cycle of indecision. And finally, there's the issue of self-doubt or lack of self-trust. When we don't believe in ourselves or our abilities, it's hard to trust our intuition. So, how do we overcome these obstacles? The key is to develop self-reflection, self-compassion, and practice. By taking the time to reflect on our thoughts, feelings, and actions, we can start to understand what's holding us back. We can learn to be kinder to ourselves, acknowledging that it's okay to make mistakes and that we're doing the best we can. Think of intuition like a muscle that needs to be exercised. The more we practice tuning in to our inner voice, the stronger it becomes. And just like any muscle, it can be developed and strengthened with practice. One powerful way to build self-trust and intuition is through self-reflection. Take time each day to journal, meditate, or simply sit in silence, tuning into your thoughts and feelings. Ask yourself questions like, what am I feeling right now? What's my gut telling me? What would I do if I weren't afraid of making mistakes? Another crucial element is self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself when you're struggling. Acknowledge that it's a process to learn to trust your intuition and that it's okay to stumble sometimes. Remember, intuition is not about being perfect. It's about being present and honest with yourself. The concept of intuition as a muscle is really important here. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And the more you trust it, the more it will guide you. So, start small. Take one decision today and try to listen to your intuition. What is your gut telling you? What is your heart saying? As you practice trusting your intuition, you'll begin to notice a shift. You'll feel more confident in your decisions, more connected to your inner self, and more at peace with the uncertainties of life. And that's where the real magic happens. The journey to trusting your intuition is not always easy, but it's worth it. With patience, practice, and self-compassion, you can develop a deeper trust in your inner guidance and make decisions that align with your values and goals. So, take a deep breath, be kind to yourself, and start tuning in. Your intuition is waiting for you. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in your head, overthinking every little thing and wondering what your intuition is trying to tell you? You're not alone. The good news is that there are many practical tools that can help you tap into your intuition and increase trust in your inner guidance. Let's start with meditation and mindfulness practices. These tools are like a warm hug for your mind and body. By taking just a few minutes each day to sit quietly, focus on your breath, and observe your thoughts without judgment, you can begin to quiet the mind and tune into your intuition. For example, try a simple body scan meditation. Lie down or sit comfortably and bring your attention to each part of your body, starting from your toes and moving up to the top of your head. Notice any areas of tension or relaxation and allow yourself to let go of any discomfort. Another powerful tool is journaling and reflection. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, and insights can help you process your experiences and identify patterns and themes that might be guiding your intuition. Try setting aside a few minutes each day to write down your thoughts and reflections. Ask yourself questions like, what am I grateful for today? What's been on my mind lately? What do I feel drawn to or excited about? Sensory exploration and body awareness exercises are also fantastic ways to tap into your intuition. Our bodies are constantly sending us signals, but we often overlook them in our busy lives. Take a few minutes to close your eyes and focus on your senses. What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you feel on your skin? By tuning into your senses, you can begin to notice subtle cues that might be guiding your intuition. Working with a coach or therapist can also be a game changer for developing your intuition. A trained coach or therapist can help you identify patterns and blocks that might be holding you back and provide you with personalized guidance and support as you learn to trust your intuition. Remember, developing intuition is a journey, not a destination. It's okay to start small and take it one step at a time. The key is to be consistent and patient with yourself as you explore and develop your intuition. With time and practice, you can cultivate a deeper trust in your inner guidance and make more informed decisions that align with your values and goals. Take a moment to reflect on which of these tools resonates with you the most. Is there one that you're excited to try out? Take a deep breath and imagine yourself using this tool to tap into your intuition. What do you notice? What insights do you gain? By taking small steps to develop your intuition, you can begin to unlock a deeper sense of trust and guidance in your life. Have you ever wondered how intuition works in real life? How do people actually tap into their intuition and make life-changing decisions? Let's dive into some inspiring stories of individuals who have developed and trusted their intuition, and see what we can learn from their experiences. Maria, a successful business owner, was considering expanding her company into a new market. She had done her research, and the numbers looked promising, but she couldn't shake off a nagging feeling of unease. One day, while meditating, she got a clear image of her business failing in that new market. She couldn't explain why, but the image felt vivid and real. Despite the potential financial gain, Maria decided to trust her intuition and hold off on the expansion. A year later, the market experienced a downturn, and several businesses in that sector went bankrupt. Maria's intuition had saved her from a potentially devastating decision. David, a young professional, was struggling to decide whether to stay in a toxic work environment or look for a new job. He felt stuck and uncertain, torn between the security of his current job and the risk of starting over. One evening, while taking a walk, he noticed a sense of lightness and freedom as he walked away from his office building. He felt a strong hunch that he was meant to leave. With a newfound sense of clarity, David started looking for a new job and eventually found a fulfilling role that aligned with his values. His intuition had guided him toward a more authentic and joyful career path. Rachel, a mother of two, was considering selling her family's beloved home of over a decade. She had grown attached to the house and neighborhood, but her husband was pushing for a move to a more affordable area. During a family conversation, Rachel had a sudden, intense feeling of grief and loss when she imagined leaving the house. She realized that her intuition was telling her that this move wasn't right for her. Rachel shared her feelings with her family, and they began to explore other options. They eventually decided to renovate their current home, which allowed them to stay in the neighborhood they loved. Paying attention to physical sensations. Maria, David, and Rachel all experienced physical sensations that guided their intuition. Maria felt unease, David felt lightness, and Rachel felt grief. These sensations served as signals that something was off or right. Trusting the unknown. Each of these individuals had to trust that their intuition was guiding them toward a better outcome, even when the path ahead was uncertain. Cultivating self-awareness. Maria, David, and Rachel had developed a level of self-awareness that allowed them to recognize and trust their intuition. These stories demonstrate that intuition is not just a mystical concept, but a practical tool that can be developed and trusted. By paying attention to our physical sensations, trusting the unknown, and cultivating self-awareness, we can tap into our intuition and make more informed decisions. What are some times when you've trusted your intuition and made a decision that turned out well? What are some common physical sensations or feelings that you've experienced when your intuition is guiding you? How can you cultivate greater self-awareness and trust in your intuition? By exploring these questions and learning from the experiences of others, you can develop a deeper understanding of your own intuition and learn to trust it as a valuable guide in your life. Have you ever made a decision that felt right, even if you couldn't quite put your finger on why? Maybe you took a job offer that seemed uncertain, but your gut told you it was the right move. Or perhaps you avoided a situation that felt off, even if you couldn't explain what was wrong about it. These moments of trusting our intuition can be incredibly empowering, yet often we're taught to rely solely on logic and analysis when making decisions. The truth is, intuition plays a vital role in decision-making, and when we learn to trust it, we can experience increased confidence and clarity. Think of a time when you overthought a decision, weighing every pro and con, only to end up feeling stuck and uncertain. Now imagine being able to tap into a deeper sense of knowing, one that guides you toward choices that align with your values and goals. Research in psychology has shown that intuition can actually improve our relationships and communication. When we trust our intuition, we're more likely to pick up on subtle cues and nuances in social interactions, allowing us to navigate complex situations with greater ease. For instance, have you ever met someone and immediately felt a sense of connection or unease? Your intuition was likely picking up on subtle signals that your conscious mind wasn't aware of. Intuition can also be a powerful catalyst for creativity and innovation. Some of the most groundbreaking ideas and inventions have come from individuals who trusted their intuition and took risks. Think of it like a spark of inspiration that ignites when you're open to new possibilities. So, how can we harness the power of intuition in our decision-making processes? The key is to use intuition in conjunction with logic and analysis. Rather than seeing these two approaches as mutually exclusive, we can integrate them to make more informed decisions. Imagine using your analytical mind to gather data and evaluate options, while also tuning into your intuition to sense which choice feels most aligned with your values and goals. This fusion of logic and intuition can lead to more confident, creative, and effective decision-making. For example, let's say you're considering a career change. You could start by researching different industries and job roles, weighing the pros and cons of each option. But then, take a step back and tune into your intuition. What are your gut feelings about each option? Which one excites or energizes you? By combining your analytical research with your intuitive insights, you can make a more informed decision that aligns with your passions and values. The benefits of trusting intuition in decision-making are clear. Increased confidence and clarity, improved relationships and communication, and enhanced creativity and innovation. By learning to tap into our intuition and integrate it with logic and analysis, we can make more empowered choices that align with our deepest desires and aspirations. As you begin to trust your intuition, remember that it's a muscle that can be developed with practice. Start small, paying attention to your gut feelings and subtle physical sensations. With time and patience, you'll become more attuned to your intuition, and it will become a trusted guide in your decision-making journey. Find a quiet and comfortable place to sit or lie down, close your eyes, and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Allow your body to relax and let go of any tension or stress. Imagine yourself standing on a peaceful beach at sunset. The sky is painted with hues of pink, orange, and purple, and the air is filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. With each breath, feel the sand beneath your feet, the gentle ocean breeze on your skin, and the sound of the waves gently lapping at the shore. As you breathe in, imagine fresh, calming energy entering your body. As you breathe out, imagine any doubts, worries, or fears leaving your body. Allow yourself to let go of any thoughts or distractions and simply be present in this moment. Now, bring to mind a question or area in your life where you'd like to tap into your intuition. It could be a decision you're struggling with, a challenge you're facing, or a goal you're trying to achieve. Allow this question or area to arise in your mind, and then gently let it go, trusting that your intuition will guide you. Imagine a warm, golden light beginning to glow within your heart center. As this light grows, it starts to fill your entire body, nourishing and calming your mind, heart, and soul. With each breath, feel this light expanding, filling any areas of tension or uncertainty. As you continue to breathe deeply, imagine yourself walking along the beach, feeling the sand beneath your feet and the ocean breeze on your skin. Notice the sensation of the sun's warmth on your face and the sound of the waves washing over you. As you walk, allow yourself to tune into your inner wisdom. What is your intuition telling you? What subtle nudges or sensations arise in your body? Allow yourself to listen without judgment, simply observing any thoughts, feelings, or physical sensations that arise. Now, imagine a wise and compassionate guide standing beside you. This guide represents your own inner wisdom and intuition. Allow this guide to offer you guidance, support, and encouragement. What words of wisdom or advice do they share with you? Take a moment to reflect on any insights, sensations, or guidance that arose during this visualization. Allow yourself to integrate these messages, trusting that your intuition is always available to guide you. As you come to the end of this visualization, take a deep breath in, and when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Take a moment to notice how you feel, and remember that you can return to this peaceful, intuitive state whenever you need guidance or clarity. Take one final, deep breath, and when you're ready, slowly return to your day, carrying the wisdom and guidance of your intuition with you. As we wrap up this journey into the power of intuition, I want to take a moment to reflect on the incredible insights we've explored together. From the science behind intuition to the subtle signals of our body, we've dived into the complexities of this often overlooked aspect of human experience. We've learned that intuition is not just a sixth sense, but a multifaceted process that involves the brain, gut, and emotions. We've discovered how our bodies are constantly sending us subtle signals, from tension and relaxation responses to changes in heart rate and gut sensations. And we've discussed the common obstacles that can prevent us from trusting our intuition, such as fear, overthinking, and self-doubt. But most importantly, we've explored practical tools and techniques to tap into our intuition, from meditation and mindfulness to journaling and sensory exploration. We've seen inspiring stories of individuals who have developed and trusted their intuition, leading to increased confidence, clarity, and creativity. As you continue on your own journey of developing your intuition, I want to leave you with a few final takeaways. First, remember that intuition is a muscle that can be developed and strengthened with practice. Be patient and kind to yourself as you explore and deepen your connection to your inner guidance. Second, trust that your intuition is always available to you, even if it's subtle. Start paying attention to those gut feelings, physical sensations, and emotional nudges. They may be the keys to unlocking deeper wisdom and insight. Third, don't be afraid to take the leap and trust your intuition, even if it feels uncertain or uncomfortable. Remember that intuition is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting that you have the inner wisdom to navigate life's challenges. As you move forward, I encourage you to continue exploring and developing your intuition. Read books, attend workshops, and seek out mentors who can guide you on this journey. And most importantly, be gentle and compassionate with yourself as you learn to trust your inner voice. In a world that's increasingly fast-paced and complex, trusting our intuition can be a powerful antidote to uncertainty and doubt. By tuning into our inner wisdom, we can make more informed decisions, cultivate deeper relationships, and live a more authentic, wholehearted life. So, I want to leave you with a final thought. What if your intuition is trying to tell you something right now? What if there's a subtle signal or nudge that you've been overlooking? Take a deep breath, quiet your mind, and listen to the whispers of your heart. Trust that you have the inner wisdom to guide you, and remember that you're not alone on this journey. As you go forward, I invite you to stay curious, stay open, and stay connected to your intuition. Remember that it's a journey, not a destination, and that every step you take toward trusting your intuition is a step toward a more authentic, empowered life. In closing, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey into the power of intuition. May you continue to cultivate a deeper connection to your inner guidance, and may you trust that you have the wisdom to navigate life's twists and turns. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, help us reach more awesome people like you by hitting the like button and subscribing. It really makes a difference. Thanks, and see you in the next one.